Power 102.7 FM.
Drink it in. It's a really good goal. It's Shabalala. Goal for Goal for South Africa. Goal for Africa. Here's Hawk. D-Day. Do not scratch your eyes. You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. Gomes looking for the overlap. Alba inside. It's Messi!
Yes, an amazing Friday morning to you listeners out there. And of course, the program you're onto is Sports Diaries. This is coming to you from no other station but iPower 102.7 FM. And this is your delectable sports program. And I am your favorite sports diva. And this morning, of course, I will be taking you on an eventful ride through the world of sports, beginning from the latest sports update, expert analysis, and exciting highlights in the sporting arena. So stay tuned to iPower 102.7 FM and let's get the sports party started. With this latest update, we've got on the CAF Confederation Cup draw, our shooting stars. Our shooting stars will face Tunisia side CX Vaccine in the first preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup. Nuruddin Awero side will host the first leg at the Remo Star Sports Complex in Kenya, while the reverse fixture will hold in as facts. The winner will face either half Amadou Diallo of Cote d'Ivoire or East End Lions of Sierra Leone in the second preliminary round. Nigeria, others representative in the competition are El Kanemi Warriors, who we take on Guinea-Bissau. Union Desportiva International, victory over UDIB would set up a daunting second preliminary round showdown against Moroccan giant Raja Casablanca, one of the 8 clubs exempted from the opening round. Still talking CAF Championship League, Champion League, the CAF Champions League, where we've got this on the Nigerian champions Rangers International, as they will begin their CAF Champions League campaign with the first preliminary round clash against AS Map of Benin Republic. The Flying Antelopes will host the first leg before traveling away for the reverse fixture. Should Rangers International progress, they will face either Niger Republic ASN Nijelek or Algerian Giants MC Alger in the second preliminary round. Rivers United were under the tricky first preliminary round test against Cote d'Ivoire in San Pedro. The Niji George side will meet the Uganda Vipers or the Mauritania FC for a place in the group stage if they overcome San Pedro. The first leg matches of the opening preliminary round are scheduled to take place between September 4 to 6, while the return fixture will be played between September 11 and 13, 2026. The second preliminary round is scheduled for 16 to 18 October for the first leg, with the return fixtures taking place between 23rd and 25th of October 2026. Yes, and now moving to the MPFL. Well, we've got this on Ayodele, as Ayodele as Ismail Ayodele is nearing a move away from the Nigerian Premier Football League and PFL side Shooting Stars. According to recent reports, Shooting Stars have reached an agreement with the Egyptian side Modern Sports at Sea for the player. Ayodele is reported to have agreed personal terms with Modern Sports at Sea, and he's also scheduled to fly to the Northern African club to finalize the terms of his contract. Ayodele featured regularly for the Oluyole Warriors last season. He registered 4 goals for the Oluyole Warriors. Yes, moving away from that, moving away from the MPFL. Well, we've got this on Turkey, and when we've got this on Turkey, we've got this on Victor Osimhen, as that Super Eagle attacker Victor Osimhen has clarified his decision to reject the number 9 shirt at Galatasaray, choosing instead to stick with the number 45 jersey ahead of the new season. Having made a permanent transfer to the Turkish Championship last summer, Osimhen has quickly become an integral part of the team, showcasing a series of remarkable performances for the Yellow and Red. Due to the impressive player, the Nigerian international was frequently mentioned as a potential successor to the ironic number 9 shirt left vacant by Moro Icardi. Nevertheless, despite the ongoing speculation, Osimhen has chosen to keep this number 45 jersey throughout Galatasaray's pre-season training. In explaining his choice, Victor Osimhen expressed his preference for the number that has brought him success at the Rams Park. He said, and I quote, I believe that you will sell more shirts, but I believe you will understand my perspective. The number 45 shirt has been lucky for me at Galatasaray. I wish to continue with the same number. Yes, moving away from that, well, we've got this one. We've got this coming straight and directly from the AFCON 2026. Zambia striker Babada Banda is the leading scorer at the ongoing GAF Women African Cup of Nations AFCON competition. The 26-year-old has 5 goals to a name after scoring in Zambia's 2-1 win against Malawi on Wednesday. Branda is 2 goals ahead of Malawi Temwa Chawinga and Ivory Coast Enis Konan. Unfortunately, Banda's team will not play in the AFCON quarterfinal stage after finishing in 3rd position behind Nigeria and Malawi in Group C. The 2026 top scorer so far, Regional Coach Baba Banda Zambia has 5 goals. Temwa Chawinga from Malawi with 3 goals. Enes Konan from Ivory Coast with 3 goals. Marienga from Cameroon with 3 goals. Uchena Kanu from Nigeria with 2 goals. Rashida Tajibade from Nigeria with 2 goals. Asizat Oshuala from Nigeria with 2 goals. Yes, that is the list of the AFCON 2026 leading goal scorers. Yes, and now quickly moving away from that, still talking AFCON, of course, as at least 8 countries have been eliminated from the Women African Cup of Nations AFCON in Morocco. They are Mali, Zambia, Cape Verde, Senegal, Kenya, Tanzania, Egypt, and Burkina Faso. Mali is the latest team to join the other 7 teams out of the competition after playing a 1-1 draw with Ghana in their final Group D encounter that happened live on Thursday. Recent reporter that Mali finished in 3rd position behind Ghana and leaders Cameroon. Cameroon and Ghana progressed for the game. They progressed from the game to the quarterfinals, where they will now face Nigeria and Malawi respectively. We are still talking AFCON 2026 as the full schedule for the quarterfinal of the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations AFCON has been confirmed. This follows the conclusion of our group matches that have been live yesterday. And the Group D fixture played on the day. Yesterday, that is, Ghana played out a 1-1 draw with Mali. The other match between Cape Verde and Cameroon also ended 1-1. on. Cameroon had already booked their spots in the knockouts before the final round of the games, and they will be joined by the Black Queens. Ghana will play Malawi for this place in semi-finals. The other two quarterfinals will see South Africa face host Morocco and Ivory Coast take on Nigeria. Nigeria are the defending champions and they're looking to win a record-extending 11 title. So now, quickly moving away from that, we've got this latest juicy one coming from the transfer scene. This is coming from Real Madrid manager. Yes, this is coming from Real Madrid manager Jose Mourinho, as he has been left furious with Barcelona set to sign Manchester City Rodri this summer. Mourinho has been pushing senior officials at the club to bring in Rodri as he seeks to bolster his midfield, but Barca have now jumped to the front of the queue and are also looking to quickly wrap up the deal. Rodri is into the final months of his current contract and has been waiting on Madrid to open negotiation. However, Los Blancos have been focused on tying Vinicius Jr. to a new contract and strong interest from Arsenal. Manchester City also want to keep Rodri and they want to extend his contract, but as it now appears, he could be leaving the Etihad Stadium. Yes, sir. Back to Turkey, where we've got this on Galatasaray, as Galatasaray might receive a transfer offer. They especially want for their top striker Victor Osimhen. This was disclosed by Turkish football pundit Yagza Sabunkoglu, who insisted that Osimhen has no desire to leave Galatasaray at the moment. He also noted that no club in Europe outside of Saudi Arabia can offer the Nigerian international the salary he currently receives at Galatasaray. Osimhen has been linked with a summer transfer move away from Galatasaray. Yes, moving on. To the AFCON 2026 as we've got this latest update on Super Eagles and Ghana, as Nigeria is set to face Cameroon instead of Ghana in the quarterfinals of the 2026 World Women African Cup of Nations. The Super Falcons have finished as Group C runners after the Wednesday's result. Justin Madugu's ladies thrashed Egypt 6-2, taking their points tally to 6. The same as Malawi and Zambia. CAF competition rules meant only the matches. CAF competition rules meant only the matches played between Nigeria, Malawi and Zambia were considered for the head-to-head tiebreaker. This saw Malawi qualify as group winners, while Zambia were eliminated. The Falcons will now play with the indomitable Lioness as CAF used a fixed knockout bracket, which sees the runner from Group C clash with the winner of Group D in the quarterfinals. Cameroon and a top spot following the 2-1 win over Mali, and they also beat Ghana 1-0. Ghana can only finish as runner-ups in Group D. After losing the decisive 2-1 meeting with Cameroon, second place in Group D was determined by the Black Queens played Mali yesterday. Yeah, still talking AFCON 2026. Zola Babajide was named player of the match following Nigeria's emphatic 6-2 win over the Cleopatra of Egypt. Babajide, who made her first appearance in the competition, registered 2 assists in the encounter. The Liverpool star set up substitute Gift Monday for the Super Falcons' second goal 4 minutes before the break. The versatile winger teed up another substitute, Uchenna Kano, for the defending champions, fourth of the 99 minutes from time. Bajide is the second Nigeria to win the Player of the Match award at the AFCON 2026. Yes, and now moving away from that, well, we've got back-to-back news on transfer as Manchester United are looking to pull off moves for Real Madrid duo of Aurel Tchouameni and Edward Camavinga. Said reporter that the United manager Michael Carragher is looking to bolster his midfield this summer. Carragher has been under the job on a permanent basis and is restructuring the team for the new season. So far, the Red Devils have brought in Andre Santos, Yuri Tielemans, Cardallo, and they are now considering both Tchouameni and Camavinga, with Madrid looking to raise around 150 million for the two players. What French midfielder would prefer to stay, but United interest in them could interest Madrid. Yes, moving away from that. Still talking transfer, of course. Well, we've got this from Barcelona, as Barcelona have entered the race to sign Rodri from Manchester City. Rodri will won this year's World Cup with Spain. He appeared set to join Real Madrid this summer, but Barca have now registered their interest and they could hijack their rivals' bid to sign the midfielder. It is now down to Rodri to decide which of the two La Liga clubs he will play for next season. Yes, moving on. Still talking transfer, of course. Well, we've got these on Yan Diomande, as Yan Diomande has left RB Leipzig Team Hotel in Australia to complete his move to Real Madrid. There is a total agreement between the two clubs for the transfer. For a transfer worth up to 120 million euros as a total package. Madrid will pay a guaranteed fee of 107 million euros for the 19-year-old. There are also achievable add-ons included in that deal, which could take it to around 116 million euros. Plus the additional 4 million euros worth of bonuses demanded order to achieve. Diomande has opted to join the La Liga giants despite interest from Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain. Madrid manager Semenino has also upped the bar to sign Diomande as he seeks to add speed in his attack. Yeah, still talking transfer, still on the transfer scene. Well, we've got this on Super Eagle defender Abdoulaye Bawena, as he has signed a new 5-year contract with Czech Republic Baník Ostrava. Bawena is now contracted to Baník until 2031, putting an end to the speculation of his future. The 21-year-old rose through the youth and B teams at Baník to the first team. Yes, moving away from that, still talking transfer, of course, as this is coming from Chelsea, as Chelsea fullback Malo Gusto will join Paris Saint-Germain this summer window. As reported, PSG manager Louis Enrique has approved the idea of signing Gusto, although the Blues have placed a 75 million euros price tag on the France international. The report added that PSG sees Gusto as the ideal competition for defender Achraf Hakimi, while Chelsea could be forced into sales to help satisfy financial player regulation. Meanwhile, another development, Manchester United have announced that defender Gabby George has left the club's women team to join Brighton and Hove Albion. George played 24 appearances for Manchester United last season, having played 54 times in total. Yeah, still talking transfer quickly. Well, we've got this on Chelsea players João Pedro and Moses Caicedo, as they have shared their thoughts on the former Brighton teammates Danny Welbeck following his transfer to the Stamford Bridge. But players emphasised the remarkable attitude and impact of the 35-year-old. But on and off field, Rebecca signed a 2-year deal with Chelsea after departing from Brighton and Hove Albion. In an interview, they said, and I quote, on a personal level, Danny is a very important person for me. So now, quickly moving on. Yeah, still talking transfer. But we've got this latest update on Rodri. As Rodri agent Buquero has confirmed why his clients picked Barcelona over Real Madrid. The Manchester City star has agreed personal terms with Barcelona ahead of a proposed summer move despite interest from Real Madrid. The Bulgarian sent the contract details to Rodri's agent and he has accepted the offer. However, according to Fabrizio Romano, Rodri snubbed Real Madrid for Barcelona based on personal decisions. Yes, moving away from that, still on the transfer scene. Still on the transfer scene. This is coming from Bruno Guimaraes. As Bruno Guimaraes could face a battle to take the number 39 shirt when he completes his move to Arsenal. The Brazilian defender has already completed his medical test with the Premier League champions. His move to from Newcastle will be ratified in the coming days. Guimaraes is keen to wear the number 39 in the honor of his father. The number symbolizes the taxi his father drove in the city of Rio de Janeiro, which bore the number 039. However, Arsenal youngster Levy Couple currently wears the 39 shirt. Guimaraes may have to negotiate with Couple if he wants to maintain that tradition. So now, quickly moving on, as we've got these on from a Nigerian Super Eagles defender, Leon Balogun, as he has joined Hungarian champions Győri Eto FC on a free transfer. Balogun has put pen to paper on a 1-year contract with FN Jura's side. The 38-year-old spent last season in Cyprus club Aris Limassol. Yes, our time is fast spent on the program this morning. Until next time, I remain your favorite sports diva. Keep loving the game and stay tuned to iPod 102.7 FM for endless least of entertainment and informative programs coming your way. Have a wonderful day and God bless you. Bye-bye.